Live. Hi guys, and welcome. Hi, welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, my name is Juliet Kadish, and I have been working on and sewing with MelcoEmbroidery machines for 25 years now, and I know these machines inside and out. I'm also a technician for the state of Florida, and a contracted trainer as well. So if you're in the state of Florida and you buy a new machine and you opt for on-site training, mention my name and I will come and hang out with you for the 2 days. So I am actually pretty prepared for today. I made notes. So I started working with a project that I wanted to cover for everybody, and it's some fringe. It's a new thing that's going around, and I realized last night that I'm not going to be able to cover everything in one video. So what I want to focus on today is getting your bobbins wound so that you can wind your own bobbins. So let's get started with all of that. What you're going to want to do is, if you find anything helpful today, do give me a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed already to my channel, I highly suggest hitting the subscribe button. And when you hit the bell, don't forget to select all so you get notifications anytime I schedule or go live or post a video. So don't forget to do all of those wonderful things. And so let's get started. So we're talking about bobbins and winding your own bobbin. So the project that we're going to be doing whenever you see me next is going to be this new fringe stuff. And you know, I've done fringe before in the past, and I've always cut the wrong threads because you have to cut something on the back side. You'll learn more later. But I ran across a new product that has gotten me excited, and so I'm going to wind some bobbins with it. And so I thought I'd turn this whole thing into a tutorial about winding your own bobbins. So let's go ahead and see what's going on my workstation, and we will start talking about bobbins. All right, I got a lot going on my table, but I'm organized to have my notes. So don't forget to hit the subscribe if you haven't done that, and thumbs up for the video. So I have a lot going on, and if you haven't already, listed down below, oh, I gotta move this camera a little bit so that my face is in where I'm standing. Is that better? There we go. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Live. So I got a lot going on down here, and what I have is my bobbin box. This is what lives under my machine. This is my chaos of my bobbin box here. So never mind the guy behind the screen. My wonderful husband is doing all of the behind the scenes stuff, right? He's amazing. Thankful. All right, so this is my bobbin box. This is what you're going to find underneath my machine ready to go. I have everything I need in here. And I have some bobbin tension gauges here. I just got a couple more so that I can have them ready for people when they need them. I also have sitting on my desk, what goes with your bobbin is your needles. And so I have a needle orientation decal kit that is prepped and ready to go. So this will be ready to be sent out. It has my little decal, I gotta find where the camera is. That shows you how to get your needle installed properly at your 5 degrees, and a magnet in case you lost yours. So this is ready to ship. I just have to pack your packing slip and get it going. So there's a link for this down below in the video. So if you haven't gotten your decal kit for getting your needles properly installed, pick up yours today. All right. Now, we're going to be working with the Melco bobbin tension gauge. So let me go ahead and open up this bad boy and get it out. All right. So, love new packaging. Okay, put that back in here. We'll set that aside. Hello and welcome. Nice day in Florida. Yes, it is. Hi, Jenny. She says, hi, Drew. Hi, welcome everybody. Okay, so I have a couple of samples of thread here. I have a small Madeira spool. I have some isocord here. I also have the thread that I'm absolutely interested in, and I started by getting ready for when I open it. We got a baggie for it. This is water-soluble thread. I have a link for this down below. It's in my Amazon link. And I love this. Get it open. It's like wrapped twice. Oh my gosh, they wanted to wrap it good. Trash. Well, I'm going to hang on to the label. Hang on. All right, got my label, my thread. Oh wow, it's got a really weird like feel to it. It's nice and soft. All right, so let's see. It didn't tell me anything as far as like the weight of this thread, whether it's 40 weight or 60 weight or anything like that. So I don't really know the weight. It does have a nice, real soft feel. $1,000 meters. That's gonna be plenty. Water soluble thread. How amazing is this? Okay, so we're going to be using this so that when we're done with our fringe project, we can just remove the bobbin thread magically with water. Okay. Put my label in the bag. Set the bag aside. All right. Now, what you might want to do before you go into all of this is you're going to need some bobbins, and this is the brand that I use, the NEB bobbins. Now, the two reasons why I use this. One, it's a good filament that is a constant, there's no like lumps and bumps and weirdness in the bobbin filament. So the filament itself is good quality, and it gives me these little plastic inserts. So the plastic inserts, so this link is also down in the description below. What it gives me is after I have used the bobbin, I get these little plastic inserts. These little plastic inserts is what I need to wind my own bobbin. So this is going to give me 144 of these plastic inserts. So if I get one that breaks or cracks, like this one over here, looks pretty raunchy. It's cracked and broken. I don't even know if you can see that, but anyways, it looks eaten up on the edge, and I put it in here so that I would have an example of this was probably going to go to the trash, right? Because I have this from my last pack of neb, and then I bought a new bag, and then I've got all of these other bobbins in here that I was working with. I got some of these poly bobbins and some of these sideless bobbins, you know, and all of these that I have wound myself. So this is what we're going to be talking about, is winding our own. So let me get rid of that. And then I've got a good insert here. Put this down. This link is down below. I'm going to put this extra one out of the way. All right. So my extra bobbins, put those out of the way. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. I can even move my whole box. Do this instead. I got too much stuff. It's okay. Give me a second. Let's work this. We're live. Okay. So, bobbins. Now, we got our thread. We got our bobbins. We're not going to run these, but these were just ideas. Put those away as well. In case I have my notepad. So this is just a standard Post-it note, so that when I get my bobbin set, I can clean it. So now let's talk about bobbin cases. All right, so there's two different kinds of bobbin cases out there in the universe. The one in my left hand, if you look in there, there's a bluish green added piece that's not in this one. So your standard everyday bobbin is this one with no backlash spring in it, right? This is one that's going to be suggested use for your machine, which is great until you are using something like a magnetic until you need a specialty bobbin, not magnetics. So this one is good for magnetics. This one is not good for magnetics, so you can't use any magnetic bobbins in here. So there's this backlash spring in here, and that spring helps us to compensate for the fact that our thread does not have a little bit of glue, because your typical wound bobbins that come pre-wound for you has a little bit of a glue. You can kind of see I'm pulling a little bit of a glue. So the glue on your bobbin helps hold it so it doesn't just like come undone, but it also keeps the bobbin from like spinning backwards inside your bobbin case whenever you go to do a trim or something like that. So if you don't have the glue, you need to compensate for that by having this anti-backlash spring. So this bobbin is also going to be linked below. So if you don't have one, you're going to need to get the bobbin. So you're going to have to get the gauge, get the bobbin, and then a winder. So the winder that I have, which did I put a link to this down below? We're going to have to put a link to this down below. So there's going to be a link down below. It might not be right now, but it will be down below for the side winder. This particular one was a breast cancer month one, so it is pink. Usually they're white. So the side winder is just a bobbin winder. It's just a little bobbin winder, and it's just a home use little bobbin winder. That's all I need. I need something that my bobbin will go onto so that I can wind it, because the bobbins that go on my Melco machine will not go on my sewing machine to wind the bobbin. So this will take any size of bobbin to wind it. And that's what my power cord here is for this guy. All right, let's see. Sunday afternoon. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. All right. What's going on? Oh, gotcha. You got it. Okay. You're doing the link. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. So we've talked about the decal kit. We've talked about the bobbin case and the backlash spring. We talked about the nubs bobbins, the tension gauge. We talked about the water-soluble thread. Okay. So now let's put the non-backlash spring bobbin away and get my thread. Ooh, this stuff feels really cool, really soft. All right. I'm going to take my bobbin and I'm going to snap my bobbin case in like that. All right, save that for later. Bobbin. All right, so this is the little spindle that my bobbin, empty bobbin case goes on over here, and I have to push it down because it's nice and tight. I leave the auto lock off, and then I just need to be able to get my thread in here. So it goes under this little guy here around your tension knob. Now, depending on the thickness of the thread that you're winding, will depend on your tension here. So if it's not winding properly, then your tension on your tension knob is off. And mine's kind of sort of set, but we'll get started and see how it goes. Definitely gonna have to hold the bobbin while I'm winding it. All right, let's go. Let's see. You don't see the same brand one, the side winder? Okay. Not coming up on Amazon. Okay. All right, we'll find you a link. It's okay. All right, now let me keep going. So I got my thread through my tensioner, and then I'm going to go around, because there's a little arrow here that shows me I'm going to go around. So I kind of start with my bobbin thread all the way up, and I wind so that it stays up, and then I go down and I wind low, and that kind of crosses over and traps the thread, and I'll do 3 or 4 winds. And then I'm going to hold this when I hit the start button. Let's see, I can hold it over here and the start button at the same time while I hold my thread. See if I can do this. Okay, caught it, trim it, getting started. And I'm just holding the bobbin thread in my fingers so that it spools off properly. I'm watching my bobbin here, seeing how full it is. I know, depending on the thread, how much I might or might not get into here. All right, so this looks full enough for me. So I'm going to trim this and pull it all apart. That's fine. And I have my bobbin wound. It's not quite full, but that's okay. I can replace as needed. I don't want to overwind it because it is a little fluffy and it is getting right towards the edge. I keep forgetting the camera's that way. All right, bobbin is wound. Now, each thread that you decide that you want to wind, whether it's this kind of water soluble or it's polyester or it's a rayon or you buy bobbin thread, which is literally a roll about this big, that's 60 weight, and you wind your own bobbins, you're going to need to adjust your tension in your spring for that bobbin. So we'll set that aside, that aside. First thing I'm going to do is take a piece of my Post-it note and I'm going to stick it to itself. Put that aside. Pick up my bobbin case and I'm going to slide under water-soluble thread. Who knew? Yeah, right? I know. So slide under and I'm just going to clean underneath my spring for my bobbin case. Get my thread ready. Put it in through this slot underneath, and then I'm going to lock it down. Now, our instructions for our bobbin winder say, what does it say? Bobbin tension. Yes, bobbin tensioner. So it says between 180 and 220. The next line says it's calibrated for 250. So you will really want to be more at that 220 mark. So I need to be at 220. So I'm going to go around and around and around. And the thing is, you want to pull the thread. Here's the tricky part. You need to pull it at 1 inch per second. So you got to kind of go 1 inch per second. And I'm a little heavy. Got my bobbin tension spring here. So I'm going to loosen my tension just a little bit. Left loosey, righty tighty. Now I'm more steady to 220, which is right where I want to be. So this inch per second is the trick, because I can pull harder and I can pull lighter and get a different number. All right, so got our tension. I'm going to trim off whatever that thread is with the little knife there and take my bobbin out, put it in and twist it around the pigtail, and then I'm going to stick this guy in my Ziploc baggie with my notes and my thread so that I know this belongs with this and I cannot get it mixed up. I'm going to take this little piece of paper that I had just to double do my notes, and this is going to say water soluble. And so this is going to be ready for next week. I think I'm going to actually wind maybe I'm going to wind about 2 more. I want to have maybe 3 because I'm going to do a couple of test sews as well. So we'll go over this again. It's really super simple, guys. Don't forget thumbs up if you haven't on the video. Let's see, comments. Yes. Okay. No new comments. Bobbin on. Loop it through. Around the tensioner. Wrap it around. 2, let me do 3 times. All right. Okay. There we go. Ah, it was too tight. Yeah, this is pretty easy. And if I was doing polyester thread, I would do that as well. That looks good. All right, so this is exactly how I wound like all of these bobbins here. This might be a situation, maybe you're not using water soluble, maybe what you're interested in doing is something like this. If you haven't seen my freestanding laces, freestanding lace is an amazing thing that you can do, but you want your bobbin to match. So anytime you flip over, you can't tell which side is which because the bobbin matches. So freestanding lace is a really cool thing where you might want to wind your bobbin so it's the same. You can't tell if it's front or back. Freestanding lace, winding your own bobbins. I've also seen where you wind your own bobbins so that you get the same color on the back of like a karate belt. So if you're doing any kind of karate studio, they would love it if you wound your own bobbins so you can match the color of whatever their dojo thread is. Let's see. Hi, Peggy. Didn't know you can adjust the tension on the side winder. You just... Nice. Yes, so you saw I was having difficulty with it winding. It wasn't winding properly, and I don't think my first one actually wound tight enough. But yeah, the tension knob over here on this one, if you have the side winder as well, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, and it was spinning, but it wasn't winding because it was too tight in here. So this thread is a little thicker than your 40-weight threads, a little fuzzier. Great. Yay. Hi, Peggy. How are you doing? Okay, we'll put that in there. And then I'm going to wind one more so that I'm ready for my project. All right. Now, you got any questions? Post the questions now. Because this is not going to be a long video today. This is just getting our bobbins ready for our project. And winding your bobbins and getting your tension right and what bobbin case to use, all of those good things. Oh yeah, it's definitely winding much better. Definitely had the tension on this guy a little too tight. That looks good. All right. Doing great. I've used serger thread as well as other types for my bobbins. So handy. Yes. Yeah, it's kind of nice to match threads. I did that on some wedding napkins that I had to do for a client, and it was like a lime green thread and brown napkins, and I matched the bobbin with the lime green, and it looked nice. You couldn't tell the front from the back except for the letters went the wrong direction. So all right, guys, I have everything that I need ready. I've got 3 bobbins wound and ready to go with my water-soluble thread. I'm going to be doing some testing this week of some designs. We're going to learn how to digitize for fringe next week, and we're going to sew some fringe out so that you can then create your own fringe designs. And let me make sure I covered everything on my list. If you haven't by now, please subscribe. If you have subscribed, make sure you hit the bell and select all. That way you get notified whenever I do another video. And give me a thumbs up. If you haven't hit the hearts, you can hit the hearts for me today. So this was what I wanted to do, was make sure that you knew how to wind your bobbin and get your right tension. And so that you can have a beautiful little box full of all kinds of pretty colors of bobbins, just like I have in mine. So give me your comments, and I will address them at the next video. Next Sunday, I'm not going to be going live because we are going to be traveling. I am traveling out to Melco, to the home office outside of Denver, to recertify as a technician and a trainer, because they have us come in and recertify occasionally. So I'm going to be traveling, and I'm going to be creating a video for that. So look forward to a video for that, but I will not be streaming next Sunday, so you'll meet me the Sunday after. So thank you everybody for coming in and stopping by and hanging out, and I hope that you learned something new today. And have a wonderful day and happy embroidering. Until 2 weeks from now, I'll see you later, guys.